Welcome back here to the Hill on NewsNation. The Supreme Court giving the Trump administration a big win. Today, the court ruling that the administration could move forward with firing roughly 16,000 federal probationary workers. Now, the court also handing down a big ruling late last night, allowing the president to continue deporting illegal immigrants believed to be Tren de Aragua gang members under the Alien Enemies Act, at least for now. And while the White House is celebrating, outrage is boiling over in some corners of the president's base. They are upset with Justice Amy Coney Barrett for siding with the court's 3 liberal justices on the deportation ruling. Barrett was appointed by President Trump in 2020, but now prominent Trump allies are calling her a mistake. Republican Senator Mike Lee labeling her decision, quote, disappointing. Recently, Justice Barrett sided with all of her liberal colleagues on DOJ cuts, Arizona's voter ID law, and the ability of individuals to sue the Biden administration for COVID-19 social media censorship. Now, at the time of her confirmation process, Democrats vehemently opposed her, while Republicans praised her.
The principal thing we learned about Judge Barrett in her hearings is that she believes she doesn't have to answer any question that might upset President Trump.
She has the deep legal expertise, dispassionate judicial temperament, and sheer intellectual horsepower that the American people deserve to have on the Supreme Court.
Joining me now, NewsNation legal contributor Jesse Weber to help break down the many different facets here. Hello, sir. Thanks for being with us tonight. So first off, let's talk about the ruling from the Supreme Court last night, because it was a win, but not really a total win for the White House. Practically speaking, Jesse, for what they are trying to do here, what does it mean for them?
So look, on the headline, yes, it's a win. They can keep deporting non-citizens using the Alien Enemies Act. But all the justices agreed that you need notice. You need to provide notice to these individuals and a hearing, an opportunity for them to challenge it. So this idea that you can use the Alien Enemies Act to just, completely deport people at a whim, no hearing, that doesn't work. Now, here's the problem. People will look at that headline and say, oh my gosh, the Supreme Court said the president has the authority under this law to do it. That is not what they ruled. They didn't decide this on the merits. They said, listen, if you want to make challenges to your detention, you have to go to what we call, it's a very specialized habeas proceeding. You have to do that at the lower court. That's how you challenge it. That's what they decided. They didn't decide on the merits of the Alien Enemies Act. And when you look at Amy Coney Barrett, all this criticism that she's getting because she sided with the dissent, by the way, she didn't really sign on to all of the criticism against the Trump administration. Her biggest issue was, she said, I don't think the Supreme Court should have looked at this issue. I think they looked at it at an emergency basis. This should have made its way through the lower courts first before we decided it. That's all she sided on with, and yet she's getting this crazy amount of hate.
What about, you call it a crazy amount of hate. What about the pattern here, right? Because she has ruled against President Trump's policies on several occasions now. Is there a pattern, or is it just case by case by case?
So look, I think she's documenting herself as more of a centrist and maybe not as far right as people were expecting. But the decisions recently, particularly one where she sided against the government regarding, they're suspending foreign aid, she is making decisions, or at least siding on to decisions on procedural technical grounds, not even the merits. And so I think when you look at that, this is not her just saying, oh, she's, siding against Donald Trump's agenda. She's against executive authority. You can't make a blanket statement like that. I mean, honestly, Blake, I'll tell you what, this is kind of what you want in a Supreme Court justice. You want somebody in the center who looks at this and somebody who will side with the other side. And you got to congratulate her on that. I mean, again, Justice Roberts 3 weeks ago, saying you can't, try to impeach judges and going against the the Donald Trump's administration. That's what you want to hear.
Jesse Weber, NewsNation legal contributor. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. We'll catch you again soon.
You got it. Good seeing you.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.